The 8 types of non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication is what we communicate outside of the spoken word. There are 8 types of non-verbal communication, and these are kinesics, haptics, appearance, proxemics, environment, chronomics, paralanguage, and silence. Let us look at each of the 8 types. Kinesics. Kinesics comes from the word kinesis, which means movement. It is the study of the way body movements, gestures, and facial expressions serve as a way of non-verbal communication. A great deal of meaning can be interpreted by the way you move your hands, your legs, your facial expressions, your eye movement, and your smile. For example, if you go to a party and are attracted to someone, what kind of non-verbal clues do you give to that person? On the other hand, if you meet an acquaintance you're not interested in engaging with, what kind of non-verbals will you demonstrate then? Here are some examples of positive and negative kinesics. When you're sitting in a chair, you should sit upright. That demonstrates you're engaged, you're confident, and you're present. If you're slouching, as in the second picture, that kind of makes you look sloppy, casual, and perhaps that you're not interested in what is happening. The second picture, the picture where the man is smiling, that indicates a very positive non-verbal communication. Means the person is happy, he's happy to engage with, and people will be attracted to talk to him. On the other hand, he has a frown in the next picture. That indicates irritation, frustration, doesn't want to be there, etc. And people are not going to be too happy to communicate with a person like that. Haptics. Haptics is the study of communication through touch. This was the first form of communication that we experienced at the time of birth. Visualize an old man lying on a hospital bed in pain. His son visits him and holds his hand. How comforting that touch is for him. That is the power of touch. At the same time, touch can be very threatening if used wrongfully, like in a sexual abuse or physical violence. Children who have suffered the negative touch face the consequences of it throughout their adult life as not being very healthy both physically and mentally. We are all told the importance of a firm handshake. A handshake is a very critical method of non-verbal communication. A weak, timid handshake demonstrates lack of confidence and puts you on the defensive right at the start of the meeting. There are several types of touch, including functional, professional, social polite, friendship warmth, love intimacy, and sexual arousal touch. Permissible and non-permissible touch is also very culture specific. Appearance. This is about how we dress, our hairstyles, the accessories we use. Everything about us communicates a meaning to others. For example, people with more than 3 to 4 tattoos are generally considered to be in lower paying jobs and associated with lower self-esteem. Short-haired women are considered to be more aggressive, as shorter hair implies a more athletic and less feminine girl. Proxemics is about how our use of space influences the way we relate to others. There are 4 types of personal space zones: intimate spaces, personal spaces, social spaces, and public spaces. Public space is at a distance of 12 feet and above. Usually the communication that happens in this space is formal and impersonal. This is the least personal of the 4 zones and would typically be used for a formal speech or a public engagement by a celebrity. Social space is at a distance of 4 to 12 feet, and within this distance the communication that happens is usually professional or in a casual setting. When you say keep someone at arm's length, this is what you mean. Keep them at a social distance. This is the most common setting in the business world. When making presentations, you will usually be in a social space with your audience, which helps build just enough engagement and bonding with them so as to be able to influence. Personal space is at a distance of 1.5 to 4 feet. This space is where you have your friends, family, and close acquaintances. Most of our personal communication happens in this zone. And finally, intimate space. This is within 1.5 feet from our body. This space is for people who are extremely close to you, and within adults, it is usually for your romantic partner. This is a powerful means of communication, as being close to someone can be very comforting, especially when words fail. Some people are comfortable with being in an intimate space with someone publicly. That is called public display of affection, while others are not. So you must be mindful of culture and society norms. Environment. Environment includes spaces like our homes, cars, offices, workplaces. The way you keep your spaces communicates a lot about you. For example, if you choose red color, it communicates high energy levels, joy, happiness, love. On the other hand, if you choose black and gray, it indicates some kind of stiffness and coldness and darkness. For example, how you keep your workplace indicates a lot about you. So if your workplace is cluttered, chaotic, stationery everywhere, files everywhere, it's going to communicate a fact that perhaps you are not very organized. On the other hand, if your work desk is clean, organized, it's going to give a sense that your productivity levels are higher and you really plan and organize your work. Chronomics is a study of how people use their time. Are you someone who's always late for a meeting, or are you someone who's always ahead of time? Are you somebody who's missed a lot of flights, or are you someone who's never ever missed a flight? Now, depending on the answer to this question, you are communicating something to the world. People who are always on time are seen as dependable, trustworthy, organized, and committed, whereas people who are late are seen as someone you cannot really trust and you cannot really depend on. Paralanguage is the non-lexical component of communication by speech. For example, intonation, pitch, rate of speech, hesitation, noises, hums, and ahs. These components play a critical role in non-verbal communication. A fast rate of speech indicates nervousness and anxiety, whereas intonation or modulation keeps the audience engaged and interested, while a monotonous delivery makes the audience go to sleep. Speakers having a wide range of pitch are seen as highly successful in public speaking skills. And whereas people who use too many ums and ahs are really seen as amateurish and they sound very boring to the audience and not that skilled. Silence. As they say, silence speaks when words fail. Silence is a very powerful mode of communication. It can convey a lot more than words and has several meanings. You might give the silent treatment to someone and not engage in a dialogue. Silence could also mean approval in some cultures. In diplomacy, silence is used as a powerful strategy to communicate a variety of things. For more tips on communication skills, press the bell icon and subscribe to our channel.